In the meantime, I can go and type the name of my new file, paste it in my spreadsheet and my notepad. In the meantime, I can go and type the name of my new file, paste it edit and spreadsheet, my notepad, save. So now when I go and type the name of my new file, take the URL, copy it. But before that, I want to paste the file name into the YouTube channel. Now I want to grab the URL of this live broadcast, copy it and insert it into my notepad, edit, paste, hit return, and now grab both of them and put it in my Word document, which I've not finished saving yet. So copy that, open my Word document, and save it at the top of my Word document. Paste. So now, I'd like to make sure that I have an excellence and I have a doc, and this is a hyperlink to the YouTube. And I can add a couple of other documents into my YouTube. Okay. Send another couple of documents. I've exceeded the maximum, so I may have to cut it down a bit. Let's cut some of it down. Delete one, and then send it. Maybe that will be long enough. And if this is too long, we'll trim it a little more. That is a little too long also, so let's cut out the last sentence and see if it's still too long. Okay, so that is it. The limitation on this is wrong, it says. Okay. So now that I got it in my Word document, the YouTube video URL, I want to get it also in my spreadsheet. So I'm copying it to my buffer. Copy. Going to my spreadsheet. Insert it into the spreadsheet. The very top here where there's a little space. Paste. And save. So now I have the YouTube hyperlink at the top of my document. And I'm ready to continue and explain today's session. Insert a couple of lines in my spreadsheet so it separates a little bit the lines. Save it. Now I'd like to give an overview as to what. I've joined you? Not yet. I didn't see it yet. No. Go back to you. Okay. You're not sharing anything with Zoom. So let me go to the Zoom meeting and see if I can see who's on it right now. And I see myself and I see Sarah. Can you enable your image so one can see your image. Okay. So right now I want to explain to you what is my plan for this session.
Can I make a comment before you start?
Yes, please.
Okay, as joining your session, I see that you're recording, and I see that you are live on YouTube.
So what?
I'm just letting you know that when you go live
I
on
know
YouTube,
there's a button here that I can click on it and I can go, it will port me to the site. I'm clipping the, I'm listening to you, I'm clipping the video because it ran out of resources. So you want to keep this MSN recording videos as short as possible within a reason. So I got a new MSN video file name, which I'm going to paste in all my documents, starting from Word and then a spreadsheet and so on. Okay?
so on my end, I think what will be good is my end, I can go to the, either you can go to devolve-tutors.com. Why don't you go to devolve-tutors.com and set up a session for today?
Let me just finish what I was telling you. I want to insert my new video file name.
I don't see anything. I just see you. Did you want to show me what you're doing?
Yes. No, I want to show you what I'm doing. So let me
share
my screen, okay?
Right.
Please bear with me as I'm trying to share my screen with you. I want to share the entire screen. So I'm selecting this entire screen and I'm clicking share, and you should be able to see my screen pretty soon. Please tell me if you see the screen. So now I'm going to focus on my spreadsheet and give you an overview as to what I intend to do. So the session today is focusing on using artificial intelligence, and we're going to start by looking at my head and in the concept of tapping the search engine results page and using vanity phone numbers. So I prepared a table here and I'll mark it in yellow so it becomes obvious to you where is the table. This table that I'm marking right now in yellow contains multiple columns, and I'll color the column headers in red so it becomes obvious to you what it is that I'm talking about. Okay, the first column describes the URL, for example, the volunteer tutor URL. That is, for example, https voltutor.com. Okay, this is a URL. A URL is a domain name plus the type of protocol, in that case, HTTPS, which is a secure hypertext transfer protocol. So a domain name is one part of it, which is voltutor.com. The remaining is a part of the URL that is not the domain name. And that depends on the situation. So for example, that is a secure URL with a S at the end after the HTTP, and it can be not a secure URL. So for example, for the butseo.info, if I click on it, it will port us to this URL. So I'm going to port it, and it will take us to this URL that will show you an example of a URL that is not secure. So butseo.info is not secure. And if you also try to copy it to the buffer, like right mouse copy and paste it somewhere, you'll see that it is not secure. For example, I'll paste it right here in the bottom so you can see it. Paste, and you see that it has HTTP : without an S. So this is one of the issues that I'd like to cover to explain to people the different to explain to the viewer, sometimes you don't want the secure may be additional overhead in terms of performance, and also it's more to type. Sometimes you have to have a secure website when you have issues of security, but sometimes you don't want it because it is an extra burden. And many times free websites are not providing the security unless you pay extra. So at that point, let me show you. First of all, let's focus on the session today. So on my head, I'm going to cover Rampampaminat. However, it will be long, I don't know. Run.sco.info.
You have to tell somebody in advance how long it's going to
In this case, I'm not sure, but it should be about an hour plus.
What's an hour plus mean?
Means longer than an hour.
How much longer than an hour?
I don't know. Can you please let me proceed without interruption? So this is an example of a vanity phone number that spells a domain name. So here you have an example of a domain name. This is not a full URL. It is run-but-sco.info. This is a URL. This is part of the URL, the domain name, and the phone number that it spells underneath it, 786-268-7364. And I closed some of the domain names that I had open earlier on because I didn't want to incur the cost, but I kept one domain name that you can see on the back, and that explains to you the idea of what is a robot that raises the visibility on the World Wide Web. And you can see pictures of robots, explanation of what it is, and offering a schedule-free consultation. And as you go down, you can read the information about it and several software packages that you can, some of which are available for free and some of which you have to pay for them, and some of which you have the combination. You have a free version and a paid version. Now, what is the purpose of it? The purpose of it is to top the SERP, to top the search engine results page. The purpose of running a bot for SEO. So this first Taminat, line number 14, explains it, starting with the bot.sco.info, the URL, and following by the vanity phone's number and spell. So this vanity phone number is 786-268-736, that spells the word run.sco.info, and its purpose is to, or the theme, or the tab and the website focus is to run a robot SEO information. SEO stands for search engine optimization, and what it means in plain English is tapping the SERP, tapping the search engine results page, preferably to be on page 1, and if possible also dominate page 1. And here are a few examples of another vanity phone number and another way to top the search engine results page. So this example deals with another search. In this case, I'm searching from a vanity phone number that spells the domain name 305-ontrial.co. And this is a hyperlink that will perform a search on Google. When I double click it, it will go to Google and try to find the string, which is called the key search, and try to display the results. Sometimes the hyperlink doesn't work right, as in this case, and that may be because of various reasons, such one of which is that it is already there. When you have multiple browsers running concurrently, and it tries to run the browser that is already there, it wouldn't focus. So you can simply take it. I can simply copy it from the edit line, right mouse click and copy, go to a browser, to Google. So I'm going to open an instance of the browser. add another instance, get Google and type it or paste it into the search box and hit return. And you can see here that this string tops the World Wide Web. So you see that number one, a YouTube, and following up with a bunch of other websites. That this is an example of topping the SERP, topping the results page with a string, such a string as 305 ontrial.co, which is also a vanity phone number, and so on. And you can see articles and YouTube and so on. So now that I got the URL, I'm going to copy the URL and paste it into my spreadsheet just in case I want to do it again, give it a chance to operate off the URL. So here is the complete URL, and I'm going to extend the edit line on the spreadsheet and demonstrate how I convert it to a hyperlink. And now that I converted it to a hyperlink, while the first hyperlink didn't work, let's see if I double click it, maybe this will work now. And if it doesn't, I already demonstrated it anyways. Sometimes when the machine is overloaded, it cannot, the hyperlinks in Excel don't work properly. But before I continue, I'm going to save it. And then we will proceed with the remaining of the agenda, which includes several other websites, such as Tutor for educator instruction and Tutors for classroom instruction. So these are two matching Wix websites. And another one is more.biz. So when I double click it, it may open up the site. And if it doesn't, it may be that it is there already. This is why it doesn't open them. And this is another example of a Wix technology type website that deals with the wizard provide companies with more business. In contrast with the first websites that are all developed in Wix, another one is a WordPress example. So when I double click it, and this is the same URL, more.biz.ml for machine learning, which is one of the topics of our presentation in ITPalooza. So I put it ML, and you see how slow it is, machine learning. That will help you remember the domain name extension. And what it means is the machine is learning and improving its knowledge as time goes by. And this, in contrast with the other website, is using the WordPress technology. And the advantage or the disadvantages of WordPress compared to the Wix technology is the WordPress technology is open source, which means that you can gain access to the source code and modify it based on your custom preferences. And to see that again, you can either double click it or simply go copy it from the buffer. Here you see that it was trying to open it, and here it is. So that is a good example. That means that the other URLs are already open and just didn't display, and this one displayed. So this is an example of a free website that is hosted by, it is not secure, so you can see the not secure message. And this illustrates a subdomain. So it is wismorebiz.ipz.com, which is the wismorebiz is a subdomain on the ipz.com server. And this is an example of a domain name registration that is free. And that is that the ML domain name has been registered on freenom.com. So I'll put a note in it here. freenom.com. And that is a free domain name registrar. So for a class purpose, when you don't want the students to pay anything, you can use this free registrar and register domain names for free, so students don't have to worry about paying for them. So this is a free domain name registrar that will be good for free for several years, which will be long enough for the students to decide that they want to keep developing the domain name and pay for paid domain names. Now, the rest of the agenda for today, which is part of the ITPalooza, and here you have the hyperlink. So let's review what we have discussed. We have discussed a vanity phone number that spells a domain name like on my hat. And that is also part of another AI research project that we have in addition to the one that we will discuss here, which is together tracing to enable surveillance and cameras to automatically trace the infections of corona or COVID-19 in real time for people that are still asymptomatic. So sync between signage that the person wears, so wearable signage like my hat, a smart watch, which I don't have right now, but a person will wear it on their hand, and then a smartphone that I'm showing you an example of right now to the camera that will communicate with the watch and with the home server to alert it to any person that intruded on a 6-foot radius or any other radius that is relevant to the infection. Anyways, today we're going to continue the presentation from last time, and this is for the ITPalooza. That this video is an example of preparing for a lesson plan that we are going to record in the future for ITPalooza. And so, when I double click on the hyperlink, the viewer should be ported to the ITPalooza website, which again must be somewhere here, and therefore it's not displaying. And when you scroll down, you will see the agenda. Part of the agenda, I said that it is not visible right now, and I don't want to take the time to port myself. I just copied it to the spreadsheet so I don't have to show it. But if you insist on showing it, we can easily go to a browser and type it on the browser, ITPalooza, or type our session, and it should. I have the URL too, so we can. So here I copied the URL. It doesn't matter. I copied the URL. Open another instance of a browser. Paste it, paste it here and hit enter. Okay, so now you see the ITPalooza URL, and our session in it is listed here under cloud and ML. So I'm going to open it, and here you see the session for which we are doing a preparation right now. Okay, so right now, since I took so many keystrokes, I want to stop the PSR, problem step recorder. You have to keep them short, otherwise they will hang the machine. And now I want to save it, and then I will review the length of it to make sure I did not make it too long. So that will be subscript B. And the time now is 3:18. So you can see already this was almost half an hour or 45 minutes since I recorded it before. And what I've done in the meantime that I can add to this file name is YouTube live. So I'm going to remove the transcript, enable, and live on YouTube. And I abbreviate it so it doesn't become too long to handle. So next to the agenda is the Wix websites, but another thing is I changed the video. I clipped the video. So I want to copy the new video and overwrite the old video file name. So I'm marking it, right mouse click and paste. So now I got the new current video, and I'm going to highlight all of it, copy it to RAM, random access memory, save, and now review the number of screens, and that was 82 screens, which is good. I like to keep it below 100 screenshots. Start a new recorder, add a comment, and paste the previous file name in the comment, hit enter, and now I can continue with the discussion. But before I do that, I want to also insert it into my spreadsheet notes, paste it right there. Now add a few more blank lines here, so I have space for a few more inserts at the top. Save. Then I want to go to Word. Just let me document it. Go to the Word file and paste it as a second file name. And notice that I press the right mouse and it doesn't work, so I'm going to press Control V to see if that will work. And yes, that worked. So I got the name of the file now with the live on YouTube, and save it. So far, I've saved it in the spreadsheet, in the Word document. And now, most importantly, I want to save it in my text file. Edit, paste, and file, save, and also in my pop-up. That way, I have it floating in front of me, regardless of the files. And hit a couple of returns. Yes, what did you want to comment about?
I need to leave, so I'd like to the past hour.
Fine, let me finish. You can leave whenever you want, so I'll do it without you. Fine.
I'm here to go through the Wix,
So
what I'm available to do.
That's fine. The topic is AI machine learning. Last time we discussed trading algorithms, and today we're going to look at Wix, artificial design intelligence, which they call AI, student volunteer tutor, and wizard consulting. That is the topic of today. And last time, the topic was Ninja Trader 8, AI experiment, genetic optimization, algo C#, auto strategy, code generation, and social trading. There is one thing that is important to say about social trading, and I will highlight it in red and yellow right now, or red and enter, and that is relating to tapping the search engine results page and creating an effect that is similar to GameStop. When a lot of people produce the same trade at the same time, it tends to affect the stock market the way it affected GameStop. GameStop and what is called a short squeeze, given that a lot of hedge funds have shorted the stock and expected the stock to go down. A lot of retail traders ganged on the stock through social media. This is why it's called social trading. Through social media such as Reddit and a group of other social media, YouTube, broadcasting live their trades, sharing it with other people on all the social media sites. They all ganged up on the stock and reversed the direction of the stock, forced it to go up, and forced the short sellers to exit their short and cause tremendous losses for the short sellers and take advantage of it. The problem that a lot of these retail traders didn't realize that this trade is going to last a very short time and came in late only to realize very significant losses. But our topic today is another topic, and that is the Wix Artificial Design Intelligence and ADI. And for that purpose, I have a couple of websites that I want to demonstrate. Okay. One of them is the valtutor.com, and the other one is valtutors, plural. Both of them are dealing with volunteer tutors and an educational website. As you can see, I clicked on one and it didn't open. And I'm going to double click on the other. And if it won't open, I will look to find a browser in which it is already displayed. This is why these browsers don't open, because when Excel senses that it is already open, Excel is not intelligent enough to figure out that even though it is open, it is not the focus of the viewer, and the viewer cannot see it, and the operator does not know which browser it is on. So I will go to the next browser in the back here and see if that is it. Expand the browser side and see if I can recognize the tabs. And here is one of them. So this is valtutor singular, and you can see the website here. Then you can see it by the tab, the EDU, the education. This one is education, educator, instructor, or teacher. This is the theme of this website. In contrast with the theme of the second website is a classroom instructor. So you see educating students with tutorial, but the tab says starts with classroom. This is how I know which one is which. So what I would like to do now, I would like to simulate a student trying to set up a meeting with Zoom and run it off of the site. Schedule it and register. I'd like you to do the same, and we will simulate.
No battery.
We will simulate the professor. Each one of us will be a professor on one session and a tutor on one session and a tutoree on the other one. Doesn't matter. I will start with my. I will start with my site, in which I'm the developer of the site, and you will start with the site that you are the developer of.
No.
So
you first have.
I'm going to start with this site.
Excuse me. Can I make a
and
statement?
Log in.
Can I make a statement?
No, I will start. Please don't interrupt me. I will start. I will start. I will start with this.
And you cut me off. Please let me ask the question completely.
Can you ask your question, please?
I would like to finish my question, so wait till I finish my question before you interrupt me.
I'm waiting for you. Please finish your question.
You need to start with the end user, because the end user has to initiate a meeting.
Fine. So I start with an end user that came into this website, val-tutors.com, and I will simulate myself as an end user looking for a tutorial appointment. So I'm going to the tutor appointment, service title, 1 hour, and I want to book it now. So I'm pressing the book it now button, and now I got
staff. Now you have to schedule a staff person.
Right.
So you go to the drop-down menu and you have to schedule.
So I want to schedule the staff, and I want to schedule Dr. ARush. Okay, but I want to now stop the pisser because I'm afraid it becomes too long. So the problem step recorder, I'm going to take the URL copy it from the Wix page, edit as a comment to the problem step recorder, click OK, and now stop the problem step recorder and save the problem step recorder, and hope that it doesn't exceed 100 screens. So I mark it, I give it a C subscript. The time is 3:29. p.m. and I want to add some notes that I'm on this website, so I'm going to type in the URL, which is val-tutors.com. Okay. So now I copy it to the buffer, mark it, right mouse click and copy to the buffer, save. Review additional details, 8 screens, which is good, short and good. And add a comment with a file name and then paste it in multiple documents. And I can proceed to put it in my notepad here. For now, it may be enough to expedite it a little. So I can proceed now. Did I add it as a comment to my pisser? I'm not sure, but I can do without that too. So now I want to, you can see what happens when the machine is overloaded. The video no longer acts as a video, it remains as a still shot, which is good enough for now. So now I want to continue with the booking. So what would you like me to do now? I want to book it for Monday. Are you there? I want to book it for Monday and see. Looks like it is grayed out.
You probably have to put in something that you'll take the same day. There may be a place on the back end that you can say that you'll take the same day. Try to put on the 15th and see if it gives you anything.
Today's the 15th. I clicked on it. It seems like it is working, even though it was grayed out. So 4 o'clock. What if I want to make it earlier? I cannot. Okay. So you want me to leave it at 4?
That's the only choice you have.
Okay, so it'll be 4 to 5. Okay, so then I click next.
No, you have to click. No.
2 appointments.
Click on the afternoon. You see if you can get 4. Morning is not available. Afternoon at 4 is available, so you have to click on 4.
To click on 4?
Yeah.
Okay, I clicked on 4.
2 slots available.
Fine, I clicked on 4.
Can I speak, or do you
Yes.
want again to?
No, you told me to click.
I
clicked. Can you please continue?
It showed you that you had 2 slots available. You could either do the afternoon at 4, or you could do an evening session at 5.
Fine.
You cannot just go to next because you didn't select the hour.
Okay, I selected it now.
Now you have to put in your email.
Okay, I picked Dr. ARush, and I'm going to change it to ARush. So I'm going to type arush@gmail.com. Okay?
It says DRArush.
DRArush@gmail.com. Okay, what would you like me to do next?
Now you have to submit.
So now I click submit. Notice in the tutor appointment service, it says 1 hour, March 15, 4 p.m. Dr. S. Rush online session. So I click submit now. So I clicked submit and I'm waiting. It says, thanks for submitting. And now I want to go to next. What do I want to do? Okay, so I click next now. And so the information that I want to put in is ARush Channel. So it says my name, email, Dr. S. Rush, phone number, and message. So in the message, I want to put the file name that I have, and in the phone number and the email, add your info. So my info is not Dr. S. Rush, it's ARush. So I want to change it from S to A. And I want to change the phone number in case you want to dial my number to dial a number that is available right now. So I'll take one of the numbers that I have in the spreadsheet that is working, or add some other number. So what number can I use that actually is working right now? Because in case I want to call it, I want it to be available. So I'm going to add another number. I have here this one. This is a working number. Yes, but it is not connected right now. So this is a number that I can connect right now and actually demonstrate that it is working. So I'm going to copy it and paste it in here instead of the current number. Paste. Copy. Sometimes there are some issues with copying. Or it just took a long time. Okay. So the phone number is there. Let me see what else I need to do. I have to book it. So I'm clicking now, book it. Okay. Add to my Google Calendar. Check out for more services. What more services can I get? I don't know what it is. I want to make sure that I know there are more services that I need to get. Our services. So I don't see that there are any more services. So I want to go back. Let me see if it will let me go back. So it goes. It doesn't let me go back so quickly.
You're back.
I'm back. No, I already subscribed. Choose a date and time.
You've already done your service. Now you have to check your email, and I have to check my email.
But it didn't give me a chance to conclude it.
Go to your online. Go to your email and see if it's included. Go to your email, your ARush, and see if you got it.
So let me go to
Open
my
up a
email.
Gmail. Open up a Gmail tab. You have a Gmail tab right there. On that browser, you have a Gmail tab. Click on a new one. It's okay. Click on open up another tab.
Where do you see it on this?
If you go to the second tab.
Second tab is Google.
Don't worry about it. And then bring that down. You see where it has a picture of a face right there?
Here?
Just go to the plus sign. This is better. Just go to the plus sign.
Orange.
And now change space, change it to ARush. You see where there's a little caricature on the right-hand side? Click on it, and then go to ARush. And now click on Gmail. Let's move on. It's already 2 hours.
Thanks for booking.
Right.
valtutors.com.
So you did finish the procedure.
Okay, so I open it up.
Okay. Now, I have to check on my end in order to do a Zoom call with you.
Why don't you do the same thing on Valtutor?
No, because we need to do first, we need to,
Don't scream,
again,
please. I'm listening to you. Please don't
you
scream.
interrupt me in the middle of my sentence. Tell me when you're ready to hear an entire question. When you're ready, I'll start.
Please.
Let's finish up a transaction first. An entire circle
so what
of
do
a
you want me
transaction.
to do now?
I need to go to the owner of that site.
Fine, so why don't you do that?
Now, who did you make the appointment with?
With Dr. S. Rush.
So let me see if I can go to my site.
So go to your site.
No, to my email.
Share with me your screen in the meantime so I can see what you're doing.
No, you have to unshare yours before.
So I go to
you have to unshare.
unshare, stop share, okay. So I'm stopping the share. Now, can you share, please?
So you have to wait till somebody finishes speaking
Fine.
and answering the question. This is a two-way street. If you just want to do a lecture by yourself, that's one thing. If you want to have another speaker with you, you have to wait till the question. So you see here, you got a new booking?
Yes.
So how we set it up is the owner of the site gets an email to their email, plus individual tutors can also get a booking notification to their personal email address. This is coming from my personal email address, saying you got a new booking.
Fine.
I'm going to click on that.
Okay.
And if I want to, I can open up a session link now. And then you can join me. Do you want me to do that now?
Yes.
So now I'm opening up the session link. Now, it says, if you don't see a dialog, click launch meeting below, or open web meetings wants to open this application. So what do you want me to do?
I told you already before, what I would like to do is I would like you to repeat the same thing that I've done, to act as if you were a student. Go to valtutor.com and book a session as Dr. S. Rush and replicate, copy what I've done on your website.
On my website or on your website?
On the valtutor.com. And describe what you are doing. Just copy what I've done, basically, but apply it to valtutor.com, and then we will verify. You go to your email and you should have gotten them. You go to the email of Dr. ARush, and you should go get a confirmation that you have booked a meeting at 4 o'clock on.
I did already book a meeting at 4 o'clock and I got it.
So demonstrate it in your website. Log into your
My website
Dr.
about to.
ARush. Log into Dr. ARush, and you should get a message from valtutor.com that you have gotten an appointment at 4 o'clock today.
So you want me to go to Tutor or val-tutors.com?
valtutor.com. Book a session at 4 o'clock.
At the same time as you're booking a new session.
That's right. And then go to your Dr. ARush to see that valtutor.com send you an email message that we have a session, just the same thing that I've done.
Okay, so here it's service title tutor. You see that? Do you see it?
No, I don't see.
What do you see on your screen?
I see on my screen different panes.
What do you see?
One says service title tutor, service
That's
name.
where I am. I said service title tutor. You see service title tutor?
Fine, but you didn't book a session yet.
I'm asking you, do you see my
Yes,
cursor?
I
in
see
order
your
for
cursor.
My session.
Yes, I
You
see
have
you.
to listen.
Yes, I see it.
Okay, I can do one at 3:50.
Right.
5 o'clock.
3:50 is better because it's earlier, which is 5 minutes from now.
And who do I want? Dr. ARush, it says.
That's right.
I have to go back up here. Since I want Dr. ARush. One is today and at 3:50. Okay?
Okay.
Now I'm going to click next.
Okay.
Now I have to, what name do you want me to put here?
The same thing that I've done. Just copy what I've done with the changes in names. You copy the, do the same thing that I've done, and then copy the file name of picture or the text file and put it in the description. Okay. Now go to your email and verify that you got the message from the web server saying that you have booked a session, and then I will log in and I will initiate the session and we'll start another session. Demonstrating the concurrency of running two sessions at the same time. All right. I'd like you to wait for me. So what I should do is I should you should stop sharing and I should start sharing. And I should initiate another session. So now that you stop sharing,
Which session are you in?
I'm going to share my screen, full screen, big share. And then go to I go to Dr. ARush's email client, to the inbox, and I should get another message from vaulttutor.com, which I didn't get.
You have to go then to Vault Tutor.
Okay, so I need to log into the Vault Tutor Gmail. So I'm going to change and see if I can log into Vault Tutor Gmail.
Vault Tutor's code, Gmail or Vault Tutor? I see a list, I see one that says Vault Tutor's code.
Okay, Vault Tutor's code,
Is that
and
the
I
same
log
one?
into it.
I think that's the wrong one.
It's not the wrong one, it's the right one. And now I want to verify that I'm there.
No,
Vault
wrong
2,
one.
no, this is the wrong one,
It's
you're
the
right.
wrong one.
So now I want to go to the right one, which is the singular one.
Right, which is on the bottom.
Just scroll down to look for it.
I see it, it's on the bottom.
Vault Tutor, that's the one I wanted to go to. Okay, so it says sign in, okay. Next. Next. So now I'm there and I got the message from you. Thank you for correcting me. vaulttutor.com, you got a new booking.
Vault Tutor.
Yeah, it is called Vault Tour now for some reason. So we have to go and change it. We tried to change it at the time, but it apparently didn't work.
Yeah. So you at least know what it is.
Yes.
The main
Okay.
thing is right now you know what it is.
Right. Okay, so now I'm clicking on it
Yeah, you got a new book.
and I want to start a session.
Yeah. And then I'll join you.
Fine. So I want to start the session now, and I want to start it from a browser so it doesn't conflict with the current session.
Right.
So I'm clicking on open session link, double click it, and then I'm hoping to get a browser option. I click on open Zoom meeting or cancel, I'm not sure.
You just want to say click open on the dialog. Oh, shown by your browser. Click open Zoom meeting on the dialog shown by your browser. You want to try this open?
Open Zoom meeting.
I don't know. Try it and see if you get it. It'll let you do it.
Okay. I don't want to leave, so I cancel that leave. I closed that didn't work too well. Cancel. I want to go back and try launch the meeting.
Now the question is, do you have a local Zoom on that computer?
I want to launch the meeting. And now launch from your browser.
Yeah.
That's the key. Join from your
So
browser.
what did you just do to get it? Can you go over that?
Yeah, I press launch meeting right here.
Rather than open Zoom.
Yes. So when I press that,
Join from browser. Let's see that.
so I can click the cancel at the top and then go to join from a browser and see if that works. And that seems to be working. So it says you are the host, and you can see the picture of my hat, which means that I'm now hosting. And I want to click join by video, by audio. So now I have the second Meeting that is opening now. Not sure that I need another video. I don't think I can. Oops. So apparently it uses the other camera, which is no problem. So now I have the audio and the video working. So this is the second session now. So now, let me see the parameters of this second session. So now I'm instructing, I'm the tutor and you're the tutoree. So I would like to
Now I can join your session.
share my screen.
You are sharing your screen.
I am sharing my screen.
I think so. Aren't you? Or no, you're not. You have to share your screen. See here? It's share
Let you
screen.
join first. So if you join, I will see you, right?
Yeah.
So I'll let you join. And
Yeah, but I have to figure out how I'm just seeing your entire screen. Hold on. I have to exit this one. Okay. I'm gonna join you.
yes, join me. In the meantime, I can clip some media. You can tell me what you are doing, please. Please tell me what you are doing. Second time.
I'm trying to get in.
Don't tell me about trying. Tell me keystrokes so I can understand details of what you are doing, please.
I'm going to bow. I'm going to my email saying hi, your courtroom is all set. See you soon. And I'm going to join the meeting.
Fine.
Now it says here, I'm going to go to launch meeting. And I'm going to join from the browser. And it's asking me, US wants to use your microphone and use your camera. Should I allow?
Yes, please.
And it says they're being used, my camera and my microphone are being used by other apps.
So you have to change your, go to the application, the camera application and switch it. Just a minute, let me finish and I'll be with you in just a second. Or did you go through the camera? You need the camera, excuse me, you need the application, the camera application, not in Zoom. It's the camera application. The operating system. You understand it?
Can you let me say my step recorder first?
Yeah.
Okay, can you switch it right here? Go ahead.
Switch what?
My camera. Okay, for the audio and video preferences, it's like a switch music. Right here.
Yeah, switch. Just be quiet.
Smart space.
Then you can go to the operating system. Just ignore. Join. Tell me, how can I let you in?
There should be a message that goes to your Zoom.
Go to my Zoom. I'm in my Zoom now.
See up here.
Yeah, okay, so click on it or admit. Okay,
It's good enough.
fine.
It's
Yes,
got it.
yes. So now I'm the tutor and you are the tutoree. So I can tutor you on something. Or what would you like to learn?
So basically, what we just did is the width. So now we're in the width session. So share your screen.
Chat. First of all, you can type something in the chat, and I can type something in the chat. So let me type something in the chat. Paste the file name. My file name. Why don't you type your file name that you just saved in the chat? You will see that the chat works. So what would you like to learn about? So now I can share my screen, right, and teach you about something. So let me share my screen. Share the full screen. I told you to paste in the chat your document. Can you please describe what you are doing by keystroke by keystroke? I'm waiting for you to enter, to type a message. Can you please type a message? Doesn't matter, either one. Just demonstrate the messaging, that the messaging is working.
Share your screen.
Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen. Share the full screen. So now you should be able to see my screen. You do? Okay. So what would you like? Let me review what we have done and see if you what you gleaned out of it or what you didn't. So I'm going to display my spreadsheet. It contains my agenda for what I wanted to cover today in the lesson.
Oh, I thought you wanted to review what you just said.
Which is going to my spreadsheet. Can you see my spreadsheet now? So let me review what I think I did and see if you can retain anything.
Don't have that.
Okay, I'm the tutor. Can you let me teach you or you want to teach me? Later you have a chance to teach me. Okay? Can you let me teach you something, please?
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to teach you what I've done. So we have two websites which I mark here with the cursor. One is valtutor, singular.com, and the other one is val-tutors, plural.com. What we have done is we have demonstrated how a student, a prospective student, booked up an appointment in both Wix websites. And after they booked up an appointment, we demonstrated how a tutor can log in and tutor the students. You were the student, Dr. S. Rush at gmail.com was the student, and the tutor was, and I'm going to add it to my spreadsheet, the tutor's email was valtutorco, valtutor.co or co, I think that it is the same, at gmail.com. Okay, and that was the email of the tutor. So I'm going to put the word tutor next to it.
The name of the Gmail.
Tutor. So I role played the tutor with the Gmail address of valtutor.co@gmail.com. And you have joined the Zoom session that is running concurrently on my machine together with the enterprise version that is in the background. So this session is running on a browser, so it does not conflict. And that is what is called running in sync, which is what I wanted to demonstrate. And I will highlight it on the topic of today's session. In line number 8, I will highlight the word simultaneous. On line number 11, I will mark it red. And then I will ask you to explain what I just explained to you as a tutor. So simultaneous Zooms, I'm marking it red. And I hit the return, so it will color it on my spreadsheet. And let me see if you can explain it. Explain the line number 19 in my spreadsheet and what I've colored red, simultaneous Zooms. That is what we have done so far, and this is what I wanted to tutor you with. So, and using the valtutorsingular.com Wix website.
Can I share my screen?
If you want.
Like old years.
Why don't you explain to me first before you share any screen? What did I just explain to you?
You said that in the website Val Tutor, that the tutoree signed up for a session, for an hour session with Dr. ARush. And you said the Gmail was valtutor.co@gmail.com. And I got an email from Valturo.
So that is a mistake, a spelling mistake that we can note here. It should have been Valtutor. The Gmail, the correct spelling of the Gmail is valtutor.co@gmail, but I had a typo that I corrected in the future that misspell it instead of tutor as
Why
turar.
don't you write up the whole email rather than a part of it?
It is not the email, it is just the misspelling of the email on the server side.
On the Wix side?
On the Wix side, yes.
So put Wix here.
Okay.
Wix spelling it, so you know what that means.
Fine.
Now can you go to your Gmail account? One of the last tab in that Gmail account on your browser. You see where the Zoom is? You see the Gmail account? One to the last right here. And this says you see, okay. So the email though is, if you highlight the A circle on the right hand side of your screen, the top right hand side of your screen, you see that circle with an A in it? Yeah. What does that say for
It says valtutor@gmail.com. Fine. That's what I tried to explain to you.
I appreciate the session. So I'm going to say my word. If you want me to log out this session with you?
Yes, I want you to finish the session now and let me be the tutor and you'll be the student and repeat the same thing. You already booked up an appointment with me at 4. So let me, so now, when I'm the student, so you initiate another Zoom session, and I will join.
Okay, but you want me to exit this session?
I think that otherwise you'll have more than 2 sessions running. I'd rather even not exit, just continue and see if it will let you do a 3rd session. Just go to, no, wrong. You have to go to Val Tutors. You should go to Val Tutors. No, you should log into the Gmail account, valtutorsco@gmail.com, plural. Yes.
Tutors.com, we made it to redirect to my DRA. We just couldn't make it redirect to you, so I can do it via the DRS Rush.
No, but you want to go to the original, not the redirection. You want to go to the original email address.
What?
But the redirection just redirected.
It's not redirecting. They said the individual staff member can get the email.
So try to go.
So can you come over here?
Yes.
It's not a redirection.
Why?
We just didn't do the individual when we got to do it.
So you can initiate now.
I'm going to open a session. Now instead, I'm going to cancel this.
And click launch a meeting. And then click and go to the browser.
Okay, now cancel.
Join.
Okay, do it twice.
Join.
Let's see if it works.
Now joined by.
Okay, so this, it's at the
allow.
allow.
Yeah. Then join by computer.
Okay.
Now you're in.
Now I'm in.
And now you
So, so now the question,
I can join you.
yes, so I'm going to.
To join you, I have to go to the client where I booked it, which is Dr. ARush. So I'm changing email client. I'm going to Gmail, Dr. ARush, and I'm looking for valtutors.com, and it says thanks for the booking. And now I will try to join. Or I open it up. Oops. Now we'll try to join your meeting. So I click on the hyperlink join meeting, double click it, and now cancel the open Zoom meeting. And then click launch meeting and click the cancel the open Zoom meeting again, but cancel on join from a browser. And we'll see if we can join. The camera and microphone are being used by other applications, which we know. And then I click on join, and my name is ARush. So I can close my camera here. I'm closing the camera up. Then I can try again. Camera, microphone. Let me say join, and then I will see. Yes, I joined. Please wait, the meeting host will let you in. So I'm in. And now I'm the student. And you can share your screen and teach me something about what you have done just now. So now we have together 6 concurrent sessions, 3 on my machine and 3 on your machine. They don't conflict with each other at the same time. Yes. Yes. Yes, notice that I turned on the camera after I shut down my application, and now you can see my audio, my video too. Dr. A space Rush.
So you see how it says you got a new booking?
Yes.
And you see how it says great news, someone just booked, filetutors.com.
Yes.
And then when you see there's an email that I'll be rushing it. He's going to be my customer info.
Yes.
And you added the phone number and the services. And you booked it with Dr. S. Rush on Monday at 4 p.m., an online session.
Yes.
And it says open session. Now, what we want to do next time, you hear this?
Yes.
They have something is manage your bookings on the go. They have a Wix mobile app. You see that where I'm
Yes.
highlighting it?
Right.
You see that?
Yes.
So you can, just on a mobile phone, they've added that on the mobile phone.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to leave now. Okay, I need to go now.
Fine. Okay.
So I'm going to stop sharing. And how do you want me to leave? Do you want me to leave your session? I have 3 sessions.
So leave one session at a time in reverse order.
Okay, last session I
The
did.
last session, in which you are a teacher that you are running now, you should leave. You should exit first. Why don't you tell me in the chat? I opened the chat.
You didn't share it. Okay.
I didn't share what?
Okay, you opened the chat and now I'm going to say, is this the one I need to leave?
Yes. Now we are conducting the tutorial, so let's simulate, assuming that you have tutored me already on something. And now we already reached the end of the session.
No, I'll tell you what the problem is.
What is the problem?
The problem is there's so many different sessions here. There's a session here. What I'm seeing, you're sharing your screen. See, you're viewing now ARush's screen, so I can't leave. Anyway, because you're sharing your screen. Can you hear me?
Yes.
What did I say?
You said that you cannot leave because I'm sharing my screen.
Right. So I can't go to any of my sessions.
You don't need to go to any of your sessions. You just need to conclude the sessions that you are running now.
Well, there's one that I can leave. I'm not sure which ones I'm leaving.
The one that is in the focus on the screen now.
Okay, so I'm going to leave it. Okay?
Before you leave it, please put in a message. This is the end of the tutorial. I'm going to leave now.
I can't get to it.
You don't see the dialogue there on the side pane that there is.
I can, but I see it as you're viewing the screen. I can't get to it and make any changes. I'm just viewing what you're doing. Do you understand what I just said?
Yes.
I don't have access to the chat.
Why?
Because you were sharing your screen.
Let me type in something, some message myself, okay? Please. Do you see the message that I entered?
But I can't type it.
Fine. So what do I need to do so that you can type something? As if you are teaching me something.
You need to stop sharing.
And when I stop sharing, what will happen?
When I stop sharing, then I can come here.
Just a second.
I cannot reach it.
Let me just save my picture, please.
When you get into the viewer, you have to stop sharing. Again, you have to stop sharing.
Fine. I'm not sharing this session.
It says you are viewing ARush's screen. Come over here. Come over here. You see here where it said go and type. I cannot type it.
Going to the share. Disable sharing, okay? So I disable sharing. Can you type the message now? What do you want me to do? So you cannot leave. Let me leave then.
I can leave, but I can't. I can't type.
So then leave.
Doesn't let me leave.
So then
You're still sharing. Stop sharing. Okay. Stop sharing.
Can you type a message now in the chat?
You're viewing ARush's screen. You're still sharing your screen.
Well, it said disable share. And I click OK, disable share. Share. I don't know what.
A number of shares, so it's getting confusing.
It's not getting confusing at all. Disable video receiver. I don't know what you want me to do.
I can't create a message.
So let me try to leave. I don't know. Let me try to leave. Okay, so I'm the student, and I click on leave. Leave meeting. Okay. So fine. I've left the meeting. Thank you for attending the meeting.
But you're still sharing your screen. ARush.
Right.
Now only. That's the meeting.
Right. Right. So now I end meeting. Okay. So I ended one meeting and end all meetings.
Low battery. Low battery.
Low battery.
Low battery.
This is the other phone.
So
Yes.
hook it in, make it not hooked in properly.
It looks like it is fine, but I don't know what.
No, put it back in into the crate.
I did. I can try to put it on another one. I will put it on another one. Okay, so can we finish with this, please?
Oh, here's another one. I'm in another tutor appointment.
Fine.
So I'm going to leave that too. Okay.
Yes.
And now I can. Okay, now I'm going to end.
Fine. Fine. Yes. So what are you doing now?
See that we were able to run a number of Zoom sessions at a time.
So my session is still open.
Your last one.
Yes, which was the
UN.
first one, actually.
Yeah, your UN without me being in it.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yes. So how do I find it exactly now?
What? What do you want to do now?
I want to find it. Where is it? ITPalooza.
ITPalooza you want to find?
No.
What do you want to
find?
Your Zoom?
This is the launch. And where is the session itself? This is the session. Yeah.
Close. Minimize this. Minimize this. This is it, right?
So how do we do it? Extend it.
Minimize this.
Stop.
There should be a green. Make it wider. Move it over. So minimize your words. See, you're still running. Minimize your Excels and your spreadsheets so we can see what we have. Minimize your words. Minimize your words. Minimize your notepad. Okay. Can you just
Let me save the picture.
This is it.
Okay.
Okay, stop sharing your screen. That's the idea.
Okay, just a second.
Okay, this is the
Fine,
idea.
just a second. I got you. Thank you very much.
Just stop sharing
and
and
we're
then.
done.
Okay. So now you know where you are.
Yeah.
Stop sharing your screen. And when you stop sharing your screen, you need to shut off your YouTube Live and stop recording.
Go to the short everything.
You need to stop sharing.
Okay, so now
Stop sharing.
we have stopped all the sessions.
Did you
The
stop
only
sharing?
session that remains, please don't interrupt me. The only session that still remains is the UM meeting by Dr. ARush. So now that I closed all the sessions, I can turn on the camera and have another camera running concurrently with the Zoom camera, which I turned on just now.
Did you stop sharing?
No, I did not.
So you have to stop sharing. Because in
So
order for
now-
you to close all your recordings, you have to stop sharing.
So now I want to stop sharing.
Where's your sharing button?
Did I put it? The new file name. Paste the new file name in my green
Okay.
notepad.
You didn't stop sharing. You have to stop sharing.
I want to copy it into my notepad. The new file name. File folder. Put it in my spreadsheet. In my Word file. And save it. So now I'm ready to quit. But before we do that, I was wondering if I can start the room playing. Put it in all my notes. The room file name. Let's stop the room. Test the room. Copy the room. Go to double speed.
Zoom, and you can see the Zoom icon on my left side of my screen, indicating that 6 or 7 seconds have expired. So now that I've fired the room, I'm going to also prepare my documents in the Word document. So I have it so far text file, a spreadsheet, and now I'm going to create a Word document. Control V, paste the XLS document, and now to save another version of my notes in a Word document. So I'm going to go File, Save As. I want it to go to the ITPalooza3D folder, then Browse, then paste the same file name, with the exception of changing it from XLS to DocX. So that will be a document, a Word, Microsoft Word, the document format. DocX, the same folder, ITPalooza3D. Save it, and I'll paste it into my document. I also want to document it in the green pop-up, so it will float around whenever the others are not available. That is the extension of what we have done yesterday. Yesterday, we reviewed an example of AI using NinjaTrader for automated trading system, which is listed at the top of my pop-up sheet. So as you can see, I'm highlighting it now in dark green. You can see that we have covered the topic of BTC USD, which is Bitcoin US dollar trading algorithms. We have used a various artificial intelligence program that has picked multiple indicators such as chart pattern, invested hammer, and demonstrated it and optimized the algorithm to raise the return on investment or the profit per month rate. Now, without further ado, I would like also to create a session in Zoom to demonstrate how instructors can teach using the Zoom video conference. So for that purpose, I'm going to fire up Zoom and start a session in Zoom, and then demonstrate the website. I would like to get a video conference with Dr. Sarah Rashinek, that she will demonstrate another session. Currently, we will illustrate how we can run multiple Zoom sessions at the same time as Zoom is calling it. And I listed it also in the title of today's session. That is referred to, and I'm highlighting it now, simultaneous Zoom multi-session, which means running multiple sessions at the same time over the same device, such as a PC or other computers, but maybe even other devices. But we will demonstrate it on a PC running Windows 10. So to start my Zoom session, I'm going to log into Zoom and demonstrate how that is done. So I'm opening another session on the browser. So I'm going to go to the URL and type zoom.miami.edu, which I already have here. Then I'm going to log in as ARush, click sign in. Now I'm going to create a meeting. So I want to select the meeting, then schedule the meeting. Yes. Okay, I want to give it a name. So this is why I want to schedule a meeting. Because if you want to give it a name, do it without password, specify, you can use the meeting. So I'm going to enter the file name, contains the name of my presentation, and paste it in the description. Then take a subset of it. It has to be below 100 characters or so. So I can take the very same name and trim it down so it does not exceed 100 characters. For that purpose, I will open my spreadsheet that includes my notes to prepare for the lecture, paste the URL, and count the number of characters. So I enter the function equal len, open parentheses, click on the cell that contains the string, and shift enter to see how many characters it contains right now. 200 characters, 201 characters, and I would like to reduce it to less than 100 characters. So I'm copying it as it is to the next page. And I want to remove things that are not important, but I want to keep some of the things that are important. So I will remove the path. I will keep ITPalooza3D, so I know what is it for. I don't need the date and the time, since it is already covered. I will eliminate the video file name, so I'll delete it. Now I can hit return and see how many characters I've already cut it substantially. And now I need to drop another 20 characters to get it to below 100 characters so it can fit in a live broadcast of YouTube as well. So for that purpose, I'm going to keep ITPalooza about tutors.
Now what remains to be done is to exit the final session. First of all, this is the final session here. The Zoom session that I started earlier. Now I'm ready to end the Zoom session. Make it larger and push it a little, let's see if that works. Now we can go to, you are sharing the screen. I want to stop the sharing. So I stop the sharing. It doesn't give me a chance to display. And meeting for, leave meeting first of all. I want to also stop the recording. Stop the recording. Stop sharing. Stop video. Mute my video. So, and stop the recording. You want to stop the recording? Yes. Then I want to live transcript. I want to give that. Stop the recording. I want to stop YouTube. So stop live stream. So let's see. Let's move it to the side. And here is my YouTube session. Right. So I think this is my session. So let's stop. So it's to stop.